Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, in a moment from now, I'm going to share our Wheel of Wisdom with you, through which the universe is going to choose a book for us to receive some wisdom from. So, my lovely, amazing, beautiful souls, this is our Wheel of Wisdom. Oh, I clicked it. Okay. So yeah, just take a moment to ask yourself what do you need guidance on, and let this book send you the exact message that you need to hear. So the book that came up is The Buddha is Still Teaching by Jack Cornfield. So So, as I'm opening the book, you can think about whatever it is you need guidance on. This is the beautiful cover page. And now let me pick some numbers so that we can play a game together. Mhm. Ready? So, my amazing, beautiful people, I invite you to pick a number between 14 to 227. Again, no rush. I choose a number randomly based on my intuition. So just share the first number that pops up in your head in the comments. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful number. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Emilia. Thank you, Kathleen. Anyone else? Thank you, Wendy. Um, okay. Okay, you can pick twice. If you're feeling really, really called to, then who am I to stop? Okay, Sarah. Then let's go with 111 because it is the number that came up twice. So Carrie also chose that number, and so did Sarah. So let's go with 111 and see what wants to come. So the heading is The Soft Spot. Carrie says good things. Yeah, good things are coming our way. So, yeah. So the author says to move from aggression to unconditional loving kindness can seem like a daunting task, but we start with what's familiar. The instruction for cultivating limitless maitri, or, you know, this sense of compassion, is to first find the tenderness that we already have. I love this because sometimes we are like, okay, we need to become someone, we need to become compassionate, we need to become a kind person. But it's kind of reminding us to reconnect with the tenderness that we already have, the portal to it that is already within us. So we touch in with our gratitude or appreciation. our current ability to feel goodwill. In a very non theoretical way, we contact the soft spot of bodhicitta, whether we find it in the tenderness of feeling love or vulnerability of feeling lonely. So, whether we find it in that place or that place, it is immaterial. If we look for that soft, unguarded place, we can always find it. So, yeah. So, for instance, even in the rock hardness of rage, if we look below the surface of aggression, we generally find fear. There is something beneath the solidity of anger that feels very raw and sore. Underneath the defensiveness is the broken hearted, unshielded quality. Rather than feel this, rather than feel this tenderness. However, we tend to close down and protect against the discomfort. That we close down is not a problem. In fact, to become aware of when we do so is an important part of our training. So, so the author is reminding us that even when we feel so much anger, when we are angry, when we are resentful, frustrated, irritated, beneath all that, this hard exterior, there's a soft, this tenderness within us, beneath the rage, beneath the anger is fear or the sense of hurt. There's this need of some sort that has not been met. The need to be seen, the need to be understood, the need to feel safe. And it is hurting a lot within us. And we don't want to feel it. So we turn our attention outward and we try to blame someone, something out there, you know. And the author is inviting us to connect, to reconnect with that hurt within us and to tend to that part of you that is hurt, to, offer some compassion to that part of you, to let it know that you're here for it, that it is not alone, that it doesn't have to go through this pain, this hurt, this scary feeling of fear alone, that you're there for this part of you. And, then there was another thing that you can offer, like some loving kindness to it. You can wish, no matter what the circumstances, you can always wish this part that the needs that has not been met, becomes met. That, like for example, if this part of you is feeling unsafe, then you can wish it that may you feel safe, may you feel protected. If this part of you is feeling, misunderstood, and that's why it is, getting angry at someone, then you can first wish this part of you attending this part, tending to this part. So you can wish it that, may you feel seen, may you feel heard, may you feel, supported if that is what this part needed, if it needed someone to like support what they want, their dreams, their goals, and the other person was very unsupportive and it made you angry, you looked within and you asked yourself, what do I need? And this need came up, and then you wished yourself that may that happen, may you feel this way, may you experience this, whatever you wanted to experience that didn't happen. So this is one way you can tend to this part, and there are like multiple ways. So yeah, that was what came up for me from this reading, and that was the reading, So let me know if it resonated with you, Sarah and Carrie, at all, or if something else is coming up for you, any of you, from this reading, from what I shared. You can share that in the comments. Carrie says, become the true compassionate person you already are. Exactly. Let that part, give yourself the opportunity to connect with it, to let it resurface, instead of you adapting some outside identity, you let it resurface, this quality resurface from within because it is already there. So, yeah, that was our reading. And in case you find it difficult to, like connect with, you know, different parts of you and ask, like, reconnect with your needs, before you can tend to it, before you can fulfill them, you need to first know what do you need in a given moment, right? If you find that difficult, then I want to share a, resource that, mm, yeah, that I created. This was actually, I think, the first um, video that I created. So, yeah, I hope that this helps you reconnect with those needs, and then also it ends towards you taking an action to meet them because your needs deserve to be met. Sarah says yes, connecting through vulnerable feelings and showing compassion can help me. And I'm happy to hear that you're taking in this message and that you're going to practice that, you know, because all the different parts of you, Sarah, deserve your love. They deserve all of it. Gary says, okay, before that, another resource popping in my head for Sarah. Let's see. So, dear Sarah, I have like a whole guided journey that you take to reconnect with your parts and to, tend to your feelings. So, I have like the last lesson in this course that I have shared here is contains that whole guided journey where you look within, you connect with whatever is happening, you show compassion to yourself, you show care, you give care and love and whatever else it needs from you. So I hope that you will find the meditation helpful in this, the last lesson. Carrie says, acknowledge the anger, sadness, whatever it is, sit with it, thank it for coming up, and allow it to pass. I love it, especially, the thank it part, because we always hate that part. And, and, these are parts of us that just, you know, they deserve our gratitude because they have been doing a certain job for us that we never really knew of. And when we connect to them, we realize that all this while they have just been trying to do their best for our best. They have just been trying to do everything for us. They have a positive intention. And when we do that, it's like a different relationship. Like the relationship we have with ourselves change and it becomes a more kinder, compassionate relationship. So I love that, thank it, part. I think, yeah, I actually shared the technique, not for the part, for the emotion part, but for maybe your mind, which was called Thank You Mind, because we are very, I don't know, irritated with our minds, tired with us, with how our mind works. So maybe this might um, be in that direction as well. So I hope you might like it, Carrie. Yeah, Carrie says it's not easy, but it can be done. You know, I find like, yeah, it's not easy to allow ourselves to look within and to, do this whole process. But once you allow yourself, once you do that, this relationship just kind of changes instantly in that moment, that gratefulness and that love and compassion naturally emerges when you do this whole process. So yeah, it's not easy to push yourself to do it, to, reconnect within, to look within when you find there is a chaos going on inside. But if you do, then all of this naturally emerges because it is a part of you. Like it is who you are. So, yeah. Okay. So, that was our first reading. And now a sip of water, and then we will move on to our next reading. Okay. So, my dear ones, if you have just joined, allow yourself to, you know, ask yourself or the universe, what do I need guidance on today? And see if something specific emerges for you. And if it did, then holding that in your mind as we spin the wheel. Yeah, a lot of mindfulness is coming up. I'm like, should I shuffle this whole wheel? Because I think it is organized alphabetically. So there is like a lot of mindfulness books back to back. Thank you, Gary, for this beautiful donation. I am glad that this reading landed deeply in your heart and that you decided to, support this whole thing. So, yeah, thank you so much. And I hope that you experience some fun in your day to day. I don't know, that is a wish that came to me for you, that something fun happens for you, like you laugh, fully today. So, yeah, Carrie says, yes, the little monkey mind. The ego is not easy to control, but it can be done. I just like to tell it I'm in control. Exactly. That's what we need to remind ourselves, that I am the one who is driving the bus and they are not. Yeah, Carrie says being joyful is our birthright. Yes, it is. And I hope that you get to experience that today, that part of you today to the fullest. Okay, so maybe for the next one I will shuffle this, but for this one we got the book and I'm going to honor it. So the book is Mindfulness on the Go. Discover how to be mindful wherever you are. You by Anna Black. And yeah, I love the last part because usually we are like, I need something to change, whether it is a person or a situation, to be mindful, to be happy, to be peaceful. So, yeah, this book is going to teach us how to be mindful wherever we are without having to change anything. Yeah. So, my dear ones, this is like the cover of the book. And now I'm going to choose some numbers so that we can play a game together. I forgot the last number. It was. So, my dear ones, pick a number between 54 to 159. There you go. So, just choose the first number that pops in your head, share it in the comments. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Amelia. And it is so interesting, like, Kathleen number and Amelia's number is like just the opposite. Thank you, Sarah. Anyone else who wants to pick a number and receive a message from the universe? Okay, then let's go with the numbers that are here. And the number that I'm feeling most called to. Okay, thank you, Wendy. Okay, let me consider your number as well. Okay, now I'm really feeling called to your number. So let's go with 57. You just shared on time. So thank you, Wendy, for sharing this number. And let's see what wants to come through page 1557. Yep. Okay. Ooh. So the message is curiosity. Ah, so when we pay attention to our experience, we encourage an attitude of friendly interest, moving a bit closer, getting to know what is unfolding moment by moment, wanting to explore and discover. So we can practice curiosity by asking ourselves, what is here? Rather than, why is this here? So again, we can practice curiosity by asking ourselves, what is here? Rather than, why is this here? We can become interested in what we are experiencing, particularly physical sensations. So, noticing where is it? Like, where do you feel it in your body? What does it feels like? So, the sensation is it more like stabbing or tingling or throbbing, or is it like dull, or is it too sharp? So, noticing what, we often like put a general label when something happens to our body, especially with something like pain. We say, I'm feeling pain. But did you really felt it? Okay. So did you really know how does that feel like? Sometimes, when you go to a doctor, they ask you, like, what kind of pain are you feeling? You know? So like that, you become curious. What does the sensation feels like? And then you notice, is it constant or is it changing? Is it hard? Like very solid feeling? Or is it soft and fluid? Does it have a temperature? Like, is it warm? Is it too hot? Or is it like cold or numb? And we are not like, um, trying to prick at it. We are just and we are doing this inquiry not with a very hard focus, but with a very friendly interest, like a child observes an ant, or like a flower, like that kind of curiosity we are just becoming curious as to what that feels like, what that looks like, what is happening. And when you do that, you gain a lot of insights. For example, with physical sensations, you learn that, this is not something very solid in your body. So if you felt a pain here in your shoulder, for example, you might notice that, the intensity of it is changing, or the the pain itself, like it is like moving. So sometimes, like initially it was here and now it is here, and you also learn that you are this. Okay, like not this body, but yeah, also this body, but you are the one, the observer, and this is something that you're observing. And this pain is not the whole of you. Okay, you are the one who has the capacity to hold the sensation within your awareness, and there is so much space to hold a lot of other things, a lot of other, good things, and some neutral things, and some more bad things. You can hold all of it. You have this immense capacity, immense, you know space within you. And sometimes it might not feel that way, because if that sensation becomes like too overwhelming, you can, rest with your breath or rest with some other anchor. But, once it settles a little bit, it takes less of you, less of your awareness. You notice that I can contain this and I can contain a lot of other things, and this is with like every other thing. Like if you're feeling a certain emotion, you're like, okay, I can, hold this, not hold like tightly hold this, but I can have this, and there is so much more, within me. There is so much more space within me to hold this and this and this and this. Because if like this part of you is paining, then there is some other part of you in your body that doesn't pain, so all of you is not pain. So there are a lot of insights that you gain, but I'm just sharing some of them that I have experienced, and there's so much more to experience yourself. So yeah, that was the reading. Let me know, Wendy, if it resonates with you at all. And there are two practices that I also wanted to share, and then I will, move to the comment section. So the first one, which is on curiosity itself, and it is called Beginner's Mind. I don't think I have published that yet, but we did this practice, I think, I don't know, a few lives ago, and it will get published in that, playlist that I mentioned called Therapy Tools and Techniques. So you can be on the lookout for it. Um, but I still have two, resources that I can share regarding this. The one is, if you want to cultivate this attitude of curiosity and beginner's mind, like both of them in your daily life, because sometimes it is easier, most of the times it is easier to, start the practice with a little more neutral or a little milder distressful things compared to the most painful thing in your life. So yeah, if you want to start cultivating this quality, or reconnecting with it, then I have this particular course that helps you do that in a very fun way. I have a lot of like different exercises that you can check out there. So yeah, if you want, you can save it and check it out later on. And in the meantime, I want to thank Sarah for her kind donation. Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm glad that the message resonated with you. And thank you so much for supporting my work and allowing me to continue this, continue what I love most. Um, yeah. And the second resource that I wanted to share, I don't have the card for it, but I have a practice specifically for this. This, what I read. So I have a practice guiding this whole process, which is called Mindfulness of Pain. You can find it on in the playlist on my profile called Wheel of Wisdom. Pick a meditation. So it is like a free meditation. So even if you guys don't have premium and you struggle with it, you can, do the practice. um Carrie says, I have to leave, but want to tell you how much I appreciate your help and support, Anisha. Much love to you and all the beautiful souls here. Namaste. uh I think that, yeah, Carrie has left. I don't see her bubble, but she has left us with a lot more gratitude, and appreciation and all that lovely energy. So yeah, grateful for that. Wendy says, spending the day being curious about our inner beliefs and feelings is a huge part of my journey of well-being. Ah, love that, Wendy, that, this has been something that you have been practicing, and you have been practicing it with, uh, a lot of, um, how do I put it? Like, you have been practicing it with something more difficult to practice it with, so as I said, that sometimes we can start with, learning a particular skill with something more mild or neutral, but you have been practicing it with your own beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, which can be sometimes difficult and sometimes good also. Sometimes like very rewarding. So, yeah, kudos to you. So amazing. I am happy to hear that you have been practicing it and you have been continuing it as well. And if you want to share something regarding it, like, like has it been helpful, or, like any experience that you want to share in case anyone else also wants to give it a try, then you can do that in the comments as well. But for now, let us move on to our final reading for today, because we are these days I don't remember, like we crossed the time and I'm like, okay, it has been, 1 hour already. I didn't realize it. I have so much fun with you guys. Okay, so let's do one last reading for today and then we will wrap up. So, my dear ones, bring to your mind anything you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Oh, okay. So the book that came up is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and It's All Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. So let me open this beautiful book. Okay, so this is the cover of the book. And now I'm going to choose some number so that we can play a game together. So, my dear ones, I invite you to pick a number between. Hi, Anastasia. I am so very happy to see you here. So, I was in another teacher's live yesterday, and her name is Yaima, the teacher. And yeah, I met Anastasia there. And I like really resonated with her on, in that live, and I'm so, so happy to see her here. uh, and pretty excited to choose a number as well. So, dear Anastasia, since you have already, but for other people, um, I invite you to pick a number between 15 to 147. And again, no need to rush. I choose a number randomly. So just see what number comes up first to your mind and share it in the comments. Anastasia says, me too. So happy to see you smiling. Oh, you made me smile today. You are the reason. Mm. Thank you, Kay, for sharing a number. Thank you, Charmaine. Yeah, anyone else who wants to share a number and receive the message from the universe? Hmm. Thank you, Doug. Okay. Yeah, sure, Sarah. The numbers are between 15 to 147. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. So seems like everyone who wanted to share a number has done so. So now let's pick a number. Okay, but firstly, let's read Wendy's comment, which was, she's sharing how has curiosity helped her in her journey, towards her own thoughts and feelings, because our last reading was on curiosity, bringing more curiosity. Wendy says, yes, it has been helpful as when I began, I didn't even knew what my values or beliefs were. Being curious and open to allowing anything to be possible made it to form on its own. It was difficult to dive in so deep at the beginning, but at that point, I felt it was the only road not traveled yet. And I'm glad that you took that road and that it has been helpful for you, Wendy. Thank you so much for sharing that and, inviting us all to take that route where we become more curious and open to exploring our own inner world and maybe the outer world as well. So thank you so much for sharing, taking the time to share, Wendy. Okay. You're welcome, Wendy. You're welcome. It brought this beautiful, quality of curiosity to the space. Okay. So now let's pick the final number for today. Oh, so the number that I'm feeling most called to is 47 by Amelia. Thank you, Amelia, for choosing a number. Okay, so let me open this page and see what wants to come to Amelia and everyone else here because if you're here, you were meant to receive this message. Otherwise, you won't be. So, so dear Amelia, the message is ah, imagine the people in your life as tiny infants and as 100-year-old adults. Kay says thanks so much. Okay, Kay likes Amelia's number as well. And it is close to Kay's number. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to read this. And I'm also going to read another line because when I was scrolling to page number 47, there was something else, a line that really popped up for me for some reasons. I want to say it first and then I will do the reading. Okay. So the line was set aside quiet time every day. So don't know who need to hear this, but there is someone who need to set aside some quiet time every single day. It can be 1 minute to 5 minutes to 30 minutes, whatever you have, but just set 1 minute, a quiet time. Amy says me. Then I'm glad that you received the message, and I hope you do that, Amy. So maybe for accountability, you know, you can share in the comments how much time or what is going to be that time that is going to be a me time or a quiet time for you. So, yeah, take a moment to think and comment in the comments because we forget sometimes to do that. Okay, and now coming to page number 47, which is imagine the people in your life as tiny infants and as 100-year-old adults. So, so the author says that it has proven to be extremely helpful for releasing feelings of irritation toward other people. Ah, love that, Amy. Love that. So, the practice is think of someone who truly irritates you, who makes you feel angry. So think of that person who really, really irritates you. And now close your eyes and try to imagine this person as a tiny infant. See their little features and their innocent little eyes. Know that babies can't help but make mistakes, and each of us was at one time a little infant. Now roll forward the clock 100 years and see the same person that irritates you. So, see that same person as a very old person who is about to die. So, maybe not 100-year old, but whatever is, the lifeline these days, like a very old person who is about to die. Um, Look at their worn out eyes and their soft smile, which suggests a bit of wisdom and the admission of mistakes they have made. Know that each of us will be 100-year-old, alive or dead, before too many decades go by. So each of us is going, like, most of us are going to grow old, and we're going to have, some regrets that we made this mistakes, and this person, like, whoever this person is who irritates you, is not going to be here forever. So they also got this just one life, and they're doing their best to live it, based on whatever they have learned, whatever experiences that they have had. So this exercise, almost always provides us with some needed perspective and compassion. So, if our goal is to become more peaceful and loving, we certainly don't want to harbor negativity towards others. So, that was the final reading for today, our beautiful, beautiful practice where we imagine someone either as an infant or a very old person who is about to die, who is going to, leave this earth someday, because we all were an infant and we all will leave this earth at some point. So yeah, that was our reading. Let me know, Amelia, if it resonated at all with you. Um, and yeah, if something else is coming up for you or any of you guys, you can share that as well in the comments. Okay, Sarah says, the visual comes with compassion. My person is in their 80s and seeing them as a baby fits. Ah, I love that, Sarah. And you know how you applied that, like, even if they are in their old age, when we think about them as an infant, and for me also, the infant, visualization really works very well, because it's like every baby seems to be so innocent, and it's just the moment I think, it just brought some like tears in my eyes. So it's something that I also resonate with, that part. Like, that works for me as well. It just naturally brings this like wave of compassion and kindness. Yeah, Sarah says helpless baby. Yeah. And it is also said, like, about the old age, the other side, the other extreme. It is said that the old age is also kind of like, us being, a baby again. I think there is, like, it is said in, I don't know, something written by Shakespeare or something. But yeah, it's like it is said to be the second, time we are being a baby in a way. Anastasia said that. That was so good, Anisha. Thank you so much. I will practice it more on a daily basis. Oh, I love that. I'm glad that you're taking this practice into your life and into your day. It means so much. Ah, amazing. Cases forgiveness. Exactly. It is like going to be really helpful with that as well. Thank you, Kay, for sharing that. Cases, thanks, Anisha, and everyone. You're so welcome. So, yeah, that was our third and the final reading for today. So, I really hope that something, you know, resonated with you or you're taking something away from this space, whether it was a piece of wisdom, from a reading, from what I shared, from what someone else, shared in this space, or whether it is a beautiful feeling, of joy, whether it is that you're smiling, your heart is full with love, with warmth. So I hope that you're carrying something beautiful from the space, something valuable from the space. And if you are, then I would love to have you in the next live as well. So my next live is day after tomorrow. Let me put it here. Mm, yeah, it's going to be at the same time as this one. So like 1 hour, 15 minutes before than the time right now. So yeah, you might see the time automatically on the card. And if you are new to me, I want to take 5 more minutes of your time and share, all the offerings that I have. Okay. So you can find all of my offerings in three places. The first one is so when you go to my profile, which if you're not already following, I invite you to do that because you know, um, to get notified and because I share a lot of content. I already have a lot of it, but I'm going to create more and more of it to give you all the tools that you need. So, when you go to my profile and you go to the home section there, and you scroll down and down and down. So at the bottom, you will see my group, which is called World of Wisdom. And here I share the summaries of each of the lives within like 10 minutes of the live ending with the exact readings and the name of the book. So you can like catch up if you miss anything. But yeah, about the places where you can find all the offerings that I share is the first place is the playlist section. Oh, and before it, okay, let me first say thank you to Emilia. Thank you so, so much for this generous donation. And I hope that, something from the message resonated with you. And mm, okay, so my wish is that the visual that I had for you when I asked, what should I wish you was like, you standing beneath a tree, full of flowers, and the flowers are falling on you, Emilia. So, like, I hope that, you feel that you are being showered with, beauty, with love, with joy, and with whatever else you need in your life right now, with some ease, with some peace. So, yeah, that is my wish for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to continue this. It really means a lot. Okay. So, yeah, I was sharing three places where you can find my offerings. The first is the playlist section. I have like 5 playlists and I will just name them so you can explore if something resonates. There is this 21-day free mindfulness meditation challenge, and then there is nervous system regulation techniques. I'm going to add more of them and make them like 100 plus techniques so you can choose the one that resonates most. Then there is Wheel of Wisdom, pick a meditation. So just like I ask you guys to pick a number here, I ask you here to pick a meditation. I have made a game out of it. So the right meditation finds you. And all the meditations here, which are like 70 meditations, are completely free because of all the donations that have came in, that have come in from the lives. So I've created this so that you find the right guidance when you need it most. And then there is little reminders for you, my favorite playlist, because this is something very close to my heart. And I also created something today, which I'm really hoping you guys would like. So it is like a short, track. So I create like these short little talks with some, reassurance, with some soothing vibes, and some hope and empowerment as well, so that you have a mindset shift, a perspective shift. If you have any of the most common negative thoughts, like I'm not good enough, what if something goes wrong, I am a failure and stuff like that. So I have created something like, since Insight Timer allow recently launched videos, so I have created something special, like a whole experience for you. And I feel like I should show you because I was submitted today. Should I? Do you want to see it, what I've created? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to it is like a very short 5 minute. I will just show you an initial glimpse and then it would be released later on. So let me know if you feel like taking a glimpse. If not, if you just want to see whenever it comes out, then that's okay too. I'm just excited. I just finished it. So yeah. Okay, and then there is this therapy tools and techniques playlist, which I was referring to, which contains all the different techniques from different therapies, so that you have all the tools that you need when you're facing different problems. So yeah, this was the first place where you can find all of my offerings, and then about the other two, I'm going to be very brief. So you will find them, the second one, in the courses section. I have like 7 courses. You can explore them in your own time. And the final place is you can go to the about section. When you scroll down, you will see something like this. And here you will find my other offerings as well as the recording of this live and all the previous um 225 lives up until now in this Wheel of Wisdom thing. So yeah, this is like 226th live, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. These are the 3 places where I have all the stuff that I've created. I hope that you will find something that, resonates with you, that gives you what you need most right now. So yeah, that's it for this live. Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. Sarah says, thank you, Anisha and everyone. Love and light must go now. Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for staying till the end. I'm also leaving now. So I bow down to the divine within all of you. Namaste. May you be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all be happy. May you all find some ease in your life. Thank you so much for staying till the end and for spending your precious time with me. I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care. Bye. Namaste, Nita.